Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, please take your seats as the Global Force Wrestling proudly presents to you live on the USA Amped. And tonight we are in front of 12,378 people at the Fisher Field. Hello everyone, welcome back to Global Force Wrestling. Tonight we are on episode 5, I do believe. Could be 6. Let's have a quick check, shall we? I don't have any views on the episode from yesterday according to my phone. So yep, on episode 5 today. I will be going for a bath in a bit, and as soon as I've had my bath, I will get today's episode of ROF uploaded. And excuse me. In our opening match, pre-show match, Brookside defeated Haiti Kid in 7:31 by pinfall. The Samurai Brookside wins the lightweight title. Yep, we actually decided. So that's the first sign of the AWA takeover on tonight's show. I have found out that he is a midget, but he was exhausted by the end. Nice quality in the colour commentary match. He had a 26, Brookside a 40, and he's improving in performance, which is not too bad. He's only here on one night deal, I don't care. So in a pre-show battle, I've had decent wrestling, but little heat. Owen Hart defeated Mick Foley in a 4 by pinfall. Nice quality lift in the match. The colour commentary going to introduce. Owen Hart had 52, Mick Foley 46, no worker improvements. A 68C plus. In a decent pre-show match, the Midnight Express and the Bulldogs defeated the Rock and Roll Express and Light Express when Davey Boy defeated Tim Horner by pinfall for the running power slam. Now the quality lift the match. The colour commentary gave the match a boost. Dynamite Kid 77, David Boy Smith 78, Bobby Eaton 65, Stan Lane 56, Tim Horner 42, Brad Armstrong 54, Gibson 57, and Ricky Morton 58. No worker improvements, but a good match nonetheless. Yep, and then the Hart Foundation defeat Taz and Marcus Laurinaitis in 7:52 when Bret Hart defeated Taz by pinfall for the heart attack. Bret Hart's head and shoulders, they were brought in on one night deal just to see how well they do. Bret Hart shot in this match. Jim Nadine Hart seemed off his game. The announcer quality of the match, the colour commentary going to match is Jim Nadine Hart 60, Bret Hart 79, Marcus 20, Taz 24. No working improvements, but 62C. Not too bad from those guys. And then in our decent pre-show match, our main event of the pre-show, The Undertaker, Steven Regal, Arn Anderson and Randy Savage defeated Shawn Michaels, Rocky Johnson, Andre the Giant and Brian Pillman when Savage defeated Pillman by flying elbow drop. I don't know why Andre the Giant was in this match, because he wasn't meant to be. But yeah, so The Undertaker improving in Rumble, Michaels in technical, Johnson in performance and Pillman in performance. I'm not going to go through everyone's in-ring skills, because, of course. And we open up the night with me singing in a minute. Oh yes, my Undertaker took out his opponent last night, but we are still 2 months before we take out Mick Foley. We have a problem. There is no opponent for my Undertaker. Oh no. So we're gonna do an open challenge for my Undertaker. Who wants to face him at Hard Justice? Come on down. So at this, the lights flicker off and on and off, and we see a spotlight. We see the spotlight go up to the lighting rig, where we see Sting in a black and white face paint with a cape, like the Phantom of the Opera. So yeah, the Phantom of the Opera was quite popular this time, because it just debuted in the London West End, and it was starting to come over to America. So I thought we could do our similar thing. So this is now a singing Phantom of the Opera Sting. This is quite literally what I've gone for. I am the Phantom of Global Force. Paul, I have a rematch for that title. You see you're scared, but I'll show you that your trip to hell was worth it. I am the Phantom of this place. You destroyed my original self. You've created this monster. I will give that belt back. I'm terrible at singing, sorry guys. So with that, he flickers on, he flicks the, with that the lights flick on and off and he's gone. And then yeah, so Jim Holy shit, Sting back, and he's turned into the Phantom of the Opera. I knew Sting was here tonight. Sally, behave. I knew Sting was here tonight, as he's scheduled to be in a match, but that Sting, we know the Undertaker's done that. And then Bobby's like, what sort of freak show is this? A dead man, now a Phantom of the Opera character? So we get 52D plus to open up tonight. Do you wish to continue without addressing this? No. And we're going to complete the train to the Mysterious. And it didn't... I think it had a bad effect, to be honest. Babe? Can you come down and get Sal? Because she's trying to lick the plates.
Why is she crying?
No, she's trying to lick the plates. Sorry, guys. She's gone outside now, quick, so I called you. So in a bout that subpar wrestling and a little heat, Jeff Jarrett defeated Eddie Guerrero in 6:02 by pinfall with a flying dropkick. 47D. Now it's quality lifted the match. The colour commentary gave the match a boost. And shut the door, please, it's cold. Eddie Guerrero had a ring performance of 38, Jeff 40. No worker improvements, a 47D, not bad at all. In a 46D, in a bout that subpar wrestling and little heat, the Phantom Sting defeated Scott Hall in 7:37 by pinfall. Phantom Sting's getting better at his gimmick. Now it's quality lifted the match. The college gave the match a boost. And the Phantom Sting had a ring performance of 36. No worker improvements. And we get an 80B from Jesse Ventura. Hello tonight. I have a big announcement. As some of you know, there's always been the NWA. The AWA is a great company, or shall I say, was. We have bought the AWA and all its assets. I will not let it die tonight. Me and the Championship Committee have decided the two teams going up for the belts. Also, I've decided that Dusty will get the AWA World Heavyweight title, which will be joint with our world title. Every year, the AWA will have their Super Clash event will air. The AWA Heavyweight Championship will main event. Guys, we'll be taking out WWF and JCP soon. It's only a matter of time because you fans love us by the noise you're making. Let's get back to the ring action. So yeah, it's the first time we've ever had Jesse Ventura come on camera. He debuted his rock star gimmick. It's got an initial rating of great. No worker improvements, but a good promo. So yeah, first time we've ever seen Jesse, to be honest. And then we get a 67C in a bout that had decent wrestling but didn't have much heat. The Fabulous Freebirds defeated the Bushwhackers in 7:43 when Haynes defeated Luke Williams by pinfall. The Freebirds are the AWA World Tag Team Champions. Now it's quality lifted. The now quality lifted the match. The colour commentary again the match a boost. Williams 49, Butch Miller 49, Michael Haynes 62, Michael Gordy 72, and Terry Gordy improving performance. Hence why this backdrop's here. This is going to be here for this episode. And then Terry Gordy and Robert Gibson. And so, yeah, we've got another match booked for the event. I do feel that the Rock and Roll Express have laid their things down for Terry Gordy at Bound for Glory, as I wanted to get that match booked. Their opponents for the up-and-coming Hard Justice, I will announce now for you. But yeah, the Fabulous Freebirds and the Rock and Roll Express will be meeting one-on-one at Bound for Glory. But for our monthly special, they will be defending in the tag belts. I can promise you that. The Freebirds will be taking on Lightning Express. So yeah, that's booked in. So that's another match we got. So next up, we move on with a 51D plus. In a poor match, Trudy Blanchard defeated Norman Smiley in 8-12 by pin for the slingshot suplex. He wins the international television title from the AWA. Norman Smiley and Trudy Blanchard don't click. Fine, whatever. Norman Smiley 34, Truly 54. Norman Smiley improving in performance. At 51D. So Miss Elizabeth, it's a backstage angle I normally do. They're talking in the locker room. Probably about Bob Orton or someone. That's who they're facing next, isn't it, Bob Orton? And then we get a good match. Hulk Hogan defeating Vader in 8:02 by pin for the big job drop. During the match, we also had Randy Savage running and attack Vader. Colour commentary again, the match of boost. Got the crowd higher. Vader 50, Hulk Hogan 59, and the championship storyline advance for this segment. A 76B in about had great wrestling, good heat. Lawler defeated Sergeant Slaughter in 750 by pivotal pile driver. Jerry Lawler debuted his old school heel gimmick. Scottish Rhino very good. The colour commentary gave the match a boost. The match got the crowd hot. 72 for Sergeant Slaughter. Lawler, Jerry, 71. No work improvements. Hulk Hogan attacks Randy Savage with a ladder. Once again, we're hotting up, as you know. We're doing the first ever ladder match at Bound for Glory. We've also got the lockdown match, which will be hotting up. We've got Randy Savage and Hogan. We've got Mick Foley and Taker, the Hart Foundation Bulldogs. So majority of these matches will start hotting up after Hard Justice in 4 weeks' time, but we will continue building them up as time goes on. In the 64 scene, Above had great heat and decent wrestling. DiBiase defeated Snooker in 8-11. Jimmy Snooker and Teddy DiBiase don't click at all, and it showed their performance. Nice quality of the match. The colour commentary gave the match a boost. 59 for Snooker, DiBiase 57, which is probably why they don't click. So yeah, Dusty's walking down the backstage area with all of these belts because they're facing next week. They start having a massive brawl. You know, they're facing in 4 weeks' time at the Hard Justice. And in a poor match, Hennig defeated Sid Vicious in 8 and 9 by pin for the Henningplex. And that's quality of the match. The colour commentary gave the match a boost. Hennig 62, Vicious 31. No worker improvements, and that was an 8:09 match. A 57C minus just wanted to get Hennigan over again. In the 67C, the Hart Foundation, the Bulldogs are backstage, and they all start brawling as well. So that's hotting up, heading into Bound for Glory in 2 months' time. In about that, good heat, fantastic heat, and great wrestling. This is why I wasn't sure why Andre the Giant was in the pre-show. Andre the Giant defeated Bob Orton in 7:36 by pinfall after the body slam. With the body slam after distraction from Randy Savage. As we know, they're facing in 4 weeks at Hard Justice. The collar commentary gave the match a boost. Andre 76, Bob 78, no work improvements. A 670C plus video plays hyping King on Bundy against Dusty. And that match goes to 79B. Not a very good match, but, you know, what can you do? He's a main eventer. He has to be put in the main event. So in above had fantastic and great wrestling. Dusty Rhodes defeated King Kong Bundy in 1950 by pinfall of Bronic Elbow. Dusty Rhodes makes defense number 1 of the AWA title. And he makes his second defense of our world title. So Bundy was visibly tiring towards the end. The match showed because there was not enough selling. Bundy 61, Rhodes 87. No worker improvements. And then we have Flair comes in and continues beating down Dusty even after what happened earlier on the night. They're still having a brawl. And in an exceptional post-show match, Flair defeated Funk and Ricky Steamboat in 20 minutes and 21 when Ric Flair defeated Terry Funk by submission. You know, he carried the match. That's why he got the win. Steamboat getting better his gimmick. Terry Funk had a ring performance of 81. Flair 93. 84 for Steamboat. No work improvements. And then I just did this so everyone was on the show. So that's not really relevant. It's just so that everyone appeared. Because I'm paying them at the end of the month. So might as well use them. Oh, it's Poppy in her wheel. And the show gets a 77B. Not our best show, but it's still increased our popularity in 10 regions. So yeah, guys, I will see you next week for our next Amped Live. Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, welcome back to Global Force Wrestling Amped. Tonight we are in front of 7,443 people at the Equals Coliseum. Welcome back, guys. We are live again with our second amped of this episode. And we have a terrible pre-show match as Brookside defeated Regal in 7:45 by pin with a penalty kick. Brookside makes defense number 1 of his AWA World Lightweight titles. We brought them out a couple of weeks ago. Now it's quality lift the match. The colour commentary gave the match a boost. Regal 42, Brookside 31. Tonight we are at war with Jim Crockett and WWF. That is confirmed. We are at war with those guys, those two companies. So tonight I've set it up so the fans' signs will be disputed between the fans that Jim Crockett. And the announcers will be taking shots at WWF, including my wrestlers, as you'll see when we get into the main show. In a 48D plus and a pre-show bout that had subpar wrestling and no crowd heat, Mick Foley defeated Owen Hart in 7:41 by pivotal pile drive, and that's quality of the match. The colour commentary in the match of boost. Foley 37, Owen Hart 50, no work improvements. I am going to have to look into changing people because I am having a problem with the disposition of face and heel at the moment. I've noticed. I don't know if that's because of the people vanishing. But in a pre-show bout that had subpar wrestling and little heat, The Undertaker defeated Eddie Guerrero in 7:36 by pinfall the choke slam after Mick Foley botched interference, and The Undertaker missed defense number 7 of his title. 45D. Barry did good work at ringside. The Undertaker's getting better at his gimmick, and that's quite a lift in the match. The colour commentary gave the match a boost. Eddie Guerrero 41, Undertaker 43. So 45D in the pre-show, not bad. 72B in a pre-show bout had good wrestling and decent match of the crowd. The Freebirds defeated Hart Foundation in 7:57 when Gordy defeated Jim Nadine Hart by pinfall with a powerbomb. The Freebirds makes defense number 1 of their AWA World Tag titles. Terry Gordy's getting both giving the colour commentary gave the match a boost. Nadine Hart 64, Bret Hart 79, Michael Haynes 62, Gordy 75. Jim Nadine Hart improving technical. Not bad at all, to be honest, for a good show like that. In a pre-show bout had subpar wrestling and little heat, Brian Pillman defeated Norman Smiley in 8:20 by pinfall for leaping, thrusting lariat. So 41D. Norman Smiley seemed off his game, and that's quite lifted the match. The colour commentary going to match a boost. Pillman 47, Smiley 33. No worker improvements for 41D, not bad at all. And in a 46B, in a pre-show bout that had good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd, the Rock and Roll Express drew with the British Bulldogs in 8 and 9 following a double count. Colour commentary gave the match. This match was the worst of the recent matches between these competitors, and that only served to magnify its flaws. As a fourth times match recently, it could have needed to be much better. Robert Gibson 64, Ricky Morton 63, Dynamite Kid 84, and David Boyd 82. I'm going to be doing a steel. I'm changing the match at Hard Justice to a steel cage match between these guys, just because it'll be the 6th time it's happened, the 5th time it's happened. I won't book them over the next 2 weeks against each other, but it's gonna, cause some problems. So we'll put him in a steel cage and see if that helps. It looks like his face is falling off. If you see, I think it's his hair, but that looks really weird. I've just noticed. Dynamite Kid. An 84B to open up tonight's show. And I don't know why Randy Anderson is there. It's meant to be Randy Savage, but anyway. Rick, here we go. We're now on tour. You know what the problem is? WWF and JCP have no clue. You see, fans don't want pre-taped. You want live. You want feuds to advance. And I see some signs in the crowd tonight hating on Jim Crockett Promotions. Also, these commentators are hating on Vince. You see, in 3 weeks, I have a shot at the Unified Global Force and AWA World Heavyweight Championship. You see, that's not a worry. But people in power have said, if I lose that match, I can't go after these belts till No Way Out next year. So yeah, the management have gone, well, you did say you're not going to have a shot at the Global Force Championship, which was held by Hogan at the time. If you lost, and he lost, so he's not got to go for that. So, if he loses against Dusty, he's got to wait till the same time next year to go for either one. Which I think is fair enough. Here's my point. You minus fans cheer that you don't know when to what, Rick? You see, Rick, I'm not out here to talk, I'm out here to fight. And then they start brawling. Then Hulk Hogan comes out to help Dusty, but then Randy Savage, not Anderson, the referee, comes out to help Rick. Then Gene Okerlund comes out, and he's like the head of the management committee, and he goes, I've had it. So you know what? Going to have a tag team match, a no tag team, no DQ match, and that starts right now. So Ric Flair clearly enjoyed Randerson, David Space Westminster, ignore that. And the answer got to lift the match, the colour commentary going to match a boost. The angle got a show start, got the crowd out. Performance of Ric Flair was fantastic. Performance of Hulk Hogan was fantastic. Randy Anderson wasn't meant to be out there. Gene Okerlund improving in acting, and Gene Okerlund is developing better performance skills. So that actually worked for Gene. Good. And that gets an 80B. Okay. In an exceptional match, Dusty Rhodes and Hulk Hogan defeated Ric Flair and Savage in a 2 vs 2 no DQ match in 10:40 when Dusty defeated Randy Savage by pin for the Bonnet Elbow. Savage and Miss Elizabeth have had great chemistry. The match got the crowd hot. Hogan 91, Rhodes at 83, Randy at 95, Rick 93. Got the both of the storylines advanced to the segment. And Rhodes improving in performance. Not bad at all for that one. We then move on to a 75B- as a Larry Zbyszko debuts In a decent match, he takes out Ted DiBiase in 7:57 by pinfall. Larry Bisco defeated his old school face gimmick. He's got an initial rating of average. Announcing quality lifted the match. The colour commentary gave the match a boost. Bisco 61, DiBiase 68. Not a bad match, really, I think, guys. Really good. Then a 53C minus in a bout of decent wrestling, but didn't have much heat. Vicious defeated Sarge Slaughter in 5:36 by a pin for the powerbomb. Now it's quality lifted the match. Colour commentary gave the match a boost. Vicious 33, Sarge Slaughter 64. Vicious improving the rumble and performance, which is what I was hoping. I did have to book Slaughter strong in this match. I think it's here. So yeah, Sarge Slaughter had to be kept strong, which is fair enough. But he, he's happy with that. Yeah, then the Bulldogs and the Hart Foundation are brawling, hyping up their match for Bound for Glory. Just a quick brawl. In the 44D, and about that terrible wrestling and non-existent crowd heat, Lightning Express defeated Alley Cats in 8:08 when Tim Horner defeated Bobby Barnes by a pin for the Sunset Flip. Bobby Barnes was the weak link. So yeah, we've got a working agreement with a UK company, haven't we? All Star Wrestling. So I thought I'd bring one of their tag teams in just to help out. And that's what happened, and it was a nice little match. So yeah, Bobby Barnes was worse probably because he was injured. And his gimmick right is getting stale, that's not my problem. And that's quality lived in the match. The colour commentary match. Barnes 16, Fit Finley 20, Tim Horner 48, and Brad Armstrong 45. No work improvements, but Fit Finley and Bobby Barnes are coming for one night only. They're now gone. And then we get the Phantom Sting, aka the Phantom of the Opera. I'm going to explain this to people because there are probably people thinking, why the hell you got Sting? I looked on the internet, and this is around the time when in England the Phantom of the Opera was huge in the West End, and it was around about this time that they started auditioning and getting people ready for it coming to America. So I decided that the best way is we've done a deal with Tim Rice and Andrew Lloyd Webber, who wrote the musical, and to help promote them. We are the second largest company in the world at the moment, along with we're behind one place behind WWF. So we brought Sting out. We thought we'd do Sting. Now, this is not going to last. There is going to be a feud 2 against The Undertaker after BFG when we finish the one with Mick Foley. And, if he, eventually if he beats Sting, then the curse will be broken. It's like a curse that, Mick Foley, for The Undertaker's put on Sting. You have to put him in a coffin or something, he can't help it. I am the Phantom of Global Force Wrestling. Tonight I fight again. Tonight I take on a man who's got no self-control. And I hate these fans. Soon I will get my hands on The Undertaker. He will be destroyed and there will be no buried alive match at BFG. So yeah, The Undertaker singing, Sting singing. I don't know how good of a singer he actually is, but there we go. So in a bout of decent wrestling but little heat, the Phantom Sting defeated Vader in 7:44 by pinfall. Now it's quality of the match. The colour commentary in the match was Vader 53, Sting 44. The Phantom Sting improving flying and Vader in performance. So yeah, probably for the 2 weeks he went to opera school or something to learn how to sing opera. 50D plus, which I can't do. I can do the Phantom of the Opera, alright. So yeah, an angle with Ted DiBiase, and I think this is the first time I've done an angle with Ted DiBiase where he's talking and Steamboat. But a 77B, not bad from these guys. Money. It buys you awesome stuff. And you see, I have a lot of it. You see, I don't need this job. I did not need the one in WWF. But there you go. I love hearing you fans hating on me. I always said everyone had a price. So Steamboat, come out here. I have an offer you can't refuse. So yeah, Steamboat comes to the ring. Good. You see, the management have booked to face at Bound for Glory and in a match at Hard Justice. So if you pay £1 million, which is more than you get in a month working here, more than you've seen in your life. Ted, you're dumb. I don't want your money. You see, I came here to make these fans tune in every week. You see, I've always been about the fans. So let's make it excitement. Hard Justice will face, but let's make it a tag match. And then the BFG will have a 2 out of 3 falls. If I lose at Bound for Glory, I will join you and be your slave. Ted, fine, you got your match, but remember, everyone has a price. So so we'll just put that in. So Steamboat loses at BFG, he will be Ted's slave. By the way, I don't book these like some people do. I book these quite randomly. I just go with whatever's in my head at the time and hope for the best. Fine, you got your match, but everyone, remember, everyone has a price. So I'm just going to go to pre-booking, and I'm going to jump over Hard Justice so I don't spoil anything. And we're going to book that in. I think Hard Justice and Bound for Glory are looking quite exciting, to be honest. Where is it? 2 out of 3 falls. There it is. I'm going to be doing Bound for Glory about a 4-hour pay-per-view event, just because it's our big one, and I think, you know, we can do longer matches and kind of build, you know, make more fun. But there we go, that's booked in. That's the 2 out of 3 falls match. I'm not booking in a tag match yet because I want you to wait to the angle. It's already been booked in as well. So Ted DiBiase getting better. His gimmick now quality for the match. Colour commentary gave the match a boost, segment a boost. DiBiase performed poorly in the segment. Everyone has a price, has advanced the storyline. No worker improvements, but good. I'm not bothered if you prefer poorly. And then we get 64C in a decent match. Blanchard, Jarrett, Arn, and Scott all defeated Marty Jannetty, Shawn Michaels, Bucky Johnson, and Jimmy Snuka in 5:37 when Arn Anderson defeated Michaels by pinfall after Ollie Anderson and Veered. I ain't going through all this because we'll be here all night. But Blanchard improving in technical and Snuka in performance. The 64C, not bad from those guys. And then in a 79B, by the way, we were expecting 7,105 fans. And I booked a 7,500 seat arena to see if we could sell out. We didn't sell out, but you know, that's 200 more than what the game was saying we was expecting, so it's not bad. And a battle had fantastic heat and great wrestling. Ricky Steamboat defeated King Kong Bundy in 8:08 by pin for the Flying Karate Chop. 79B. Colour commentary gave the match a boost. Bundy 68, Steamboat 84, no worker improvements. And we move on to the next segment, which is Ricky's happy with his win. Then Jerry and Ted hit the ring, beating him down to the mat. Ted takes him out. I have my partner for Hard Justice. Where's yours? Terry Funk hits the ring and chases them out. Terry, I'm his partner. See you at Hard Justice. So yeah, you know, 71C, lost a bit of heat, but as you can see, this is why I jumped over it. Jerry Lawler and Ted DiBiase versus Ricky Steamboat and Terry Funk. That might have to change, but as being as I, you know, because me and WWF in a bidding war for Jerry Lawler, but I've put the best offer in according to Jerry, and WWF haven't advanced on theirs. So it looks like we'll have Jerry Lawler here for the foreseeable future for the next 3 years. Ooh. And then in the 78B, in a battle of superb wrestling and great heat, Lawler defeated Terry Funk by pinfall with power after Ted DiBiase interfered. So for the foreseeable future until after Hard Justice, Jerry Lawler will be managed by Ted, which is fair enough. Funk 83, Lawler 72, no worker improvements. And a 68C plus in a decent match, the Midnight Express defeated Bushwhackers in 6:19 when Stan Lane defeated Butch Miller by pinfall, illegally using the ropes for leverage. Stan Lane and Bobby Eaton showed excellent chemistry teaming together. Now it's qualitative for the match. Colour commentary gave the match a boost. Luke Williams 46, Butch Miller 47, Bobby Eaton 72, Stan Lane 68. Butch Miller improving in performance skills, which is not too bad for this show. And then our main event of the night is a bit of a shorter main event than what we normally do, but because of Andre's problems with selling stuff, we did it. It's only a 75B. We could have done a better main event than this, but there you go. So the Belfast had fantastic heat and great wrestling. Bob Orton Jr. defeated Andre the Giant in 15:28 by pinfall with a suplex, which I don't think would have happened in real life. So probably, just got, you know, Randy Savage hit his elbow on Andre by accident, and that's how he got the win. Just picture that in your head. So now it's quality of the match. Colour commentary gave the match a boost. Andre 79, Bob 74. That's probably why it wasn't that good. A 75B minus. No worker improvements, and we close the show off with this. Bob, I want to send you a message. Yes, we messed up tonight, but in 3 weeks' time, Hard Justice. You see, you'll face my man Randy Savage, and like his name, he will be savage. He's not going to play nice. You should have stayed at the shithole with Vince. See you soon. So Savage is getting better at his gimmick. No work improvements to 64C. And we end the show tonight with a final rating of 76B minus. Not our best show, one of our worst shows, but what, you know, it's a good show. We've got to work on, getting people up there. But ladies and gentlemen, so that is it for now. Our best match of the night was the opening match, and our worst match of the night was the Phantom Sting defeating Vader. No, our worst match of the night actually was the opening match. on the pre-show. So, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching, and we will see you next Monday night for another edition of Amps. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, please take your seats as Global Force Wrestling brings to you, live from the Ocean Centre, in front of 7,682 Global Force Rowdy fans, the live show known as Amped. Hello guys, welcome back to your mid-month Amped. So yeah, tonight is a big one. I hope you enjoy the show as much as I did putting this one together. Tonight, next week, as you know, will be the go-home show. So I'm looking forward to that. So in a pre-show bout, very good wrestling and decent match in the crowd. The Midnight Express and the Rock defeated the Rock and Roll Express and the Bushwhackers in 7:51 by order of elimination. The Bushwhackers and then the Rock and Roll Express got eliminated. Butch Miller's getting better. His gimmick, Stan Lane and Bobby Eaton showed excellent chemistry. Robert Gibson 72, Morton 75, Eaton 83, Stan Lane 79, 55 for Rick Williams, Butch Miller 54. Butch Miller improving in performance, 75 beam on. It's not a bad way to kick the show off tonight with the pre-show. I'm having a drink out of my new cup my fiance got me. It's a bit girlyish, but it is Beauty and the Beast cup with the rose in the middle, and you fill it with juice. And it's got a straw, and it says, "Beauty is found within," and I absolutely adore it. I'm going to admit now I'm a big girl's girl. I'm a bit of a camp guy, but I'm straight as a pancake. It's weird. I like flowers and stuff. It's just me. So in a decent pre-show match, Owen Hart and the Bulldogs defeated Foley and Lightning Express in 8:20 when Owen Hart defeated Tim Horner by pinfall, 70C+. Armstrong seemed off his game. Hart's getting better. His gimmick. That's quality of the match. Colour commentary in the match. The performance of Dynamic Kid stood out as being good. Horner 50, Armstrong 57, Foley 52, Owen Hart 50, Kid 82, and David Boy 78. Work improvements. Mick Foley improving technical. Owen Hart in Rumble. Armstrong in performance and Kid in performance. 70C+, not bad. And then in a 42, doing a pre-show battle with subpar wrestling and non-existent crowd heat. Brian Pillman defeated Brookside in 8:20 by pinfall after using a foreign object. During the match, we also had, Brookside turn on Pillman. Pillman turning. So he is now a heel. The turn was a complete success, and Pillman wins the AWA World Lightweight. I didn't think it would be a success because I want Pillman to be a heel, and you'll see why. For some reason we've gone uneven on heel and faces, and I don't know how that's happened. So I've now gone back to even heel and faces, which is good. So in a pre-show bout, I've had subpar wrestling and a little heat. Regal defeated Eddie Guerrero in 6:29 by pinfall, 40-16, not bad. Quality lifted the match. The colour commentary the match boost, 40 for Guerrero, 44 for Regal. No work improvements. A 54 C-. In a pre-show bout, had decent wrestling but didn't have much heat. Hall defeated Smiley in 7:38 by pinfall for Razor's Edge. Now it's quality of the match. Colour commentary in the match boost. Hall 57, Smiley 41. No worker improvements. And a 100 A-star for this angle. Awesome. So Bob Orton comes out and goes, "Daytona, hello." You see, this is the first time I've spoken to you. It's the first time Bob Orton spoke since he signed. And the Ocean Centre, according to the game, is in Daytona. It probably isn't, but, I'm going with what the game says. Randy, you can make as funny threats as you want. It won't scare me. I've been through some huge matches, and a title match, that's not what I'm interested in. You see, you was loved by the fans, but you felt Hogan took your fame. So basically he gets cut off. Bob, don't speak about stuff you don't know about. You see, I left to retire, Hogan. You see, the fans have stopped watching WWF and they watch us every week. We get in huge ratings. You see, you won't win at Hard Justice because I'll find a way to win. Yeah, we're getting like 3.2 ratings every single week on this. I will find a way to win. And then Hogan comes out and goes, "Hold on a minute, You won't see the same. You won't. You see, the same rules apply as they did last time. Miss Elizabeth or you cheat or get count out, you lose the championship. You see, Randy, I've had enough of your bull crap, brother. It's time to see you started fighting. You started fighting true to the fans. Hogan, you can make the rules you want. I'll find a way to win. See you at Hard Justice, Bob. And Hogan goes, tonight we have a tag match, main event. Me and Bob versus you and whoever you pick as your partner. See you then. So yeah, Bob Orton was superb, working without a cost. Randy Savage was superb, Conifee. Hulk Hogan did a masterful job. And I can't seem to get my mouse working. I'm going to have to clean my mouse mat when I get back, I think. So yeah, and that's all the guys were pretty weak, which is weird. We're going to ignore that. They've got the shelf strong start. Stage looked excellent. Hogan was a real star. They probably weren't talking for the angle anyway, so I don't know why they put that. You know. Holy shit, this match was good. I think Anderson did it. But yeah, in a decent match, the Ultimate Warrior debuts, defeating Arn Anderson in 6:27 by pinfall, the Big Splash. 69C+. His power and paint gimmicks got initial rating of average, and that's quality lift the match. The colour commentary gave the match a boost, got the crowd hotter. Arn 73, Ultimate Warrior 47, no work on premise, but the Ultimate Warrior has debuted. Next up, we have a 63C match. In a decent match, Mike Von Erich, Kevin Von Erich, and Lance Von Erich defeated Shawn Michaels, Rocky Johnson, and Kurt Hennigan. When Kevin Von Erich defeated Rocky Johnson by pinfall, illegally using the ropes for leverage. Of course, they're the heels. So they've debuted. So Mike Von Erich debuted his old school heel going Scottish rating great. The injury that Mike Erich worked through took a big toll. Kevin Von Erich debuted his old school heel gimmicks, got above average. Lance Von Erich debuted his old school vault gimmicks, got above average. Now it's quality lifted the match. The colour commentary again the match of boost. Kevin 40, Lance 40, Kevin 62, Mike 34, Kurt 68, Rocky Johnson 58, Michaels 54. Kevin improving in performance and Mike in performance. 63C. And Mike Van Erich was drunk, and it really... Right, Mike, you're racing on drugs, and so's Mike. Oh, for God's sake. Right, that will be dealt with after the show. And then Gene Oakland comes out, 58C-. Not as good as the last week's, because he was with people, but he didn't improve this week. Good evening, Daytona. You see, this place is like the Old West. We need someone to take control. So management committee have decided that I'll be the person to be the authority. From this point forward, there'll be no backstage fight, and anyone doing this will be suspended for the week. All fighting will be done in the ring. Now let's have a title match. Undertaker get in the ring. So yeah, Gene Oakland's been pushed as an authority figure in the game, so I thought I might as well give him an angle where, like, you know, the championship committee have gone, or the committee run the company, you know, 'cause that's what they kind of had in them days, you know. Have come out and gone, right, Gene, you're in charge. There's too much going on. You're in charge of the show. Get on with it. So yeah, the Undertaker takes on Marty Jannetty in his second match, and he loses, of course, in a poor match. The Undertaker defeated Marty Jannetty by pinfall, and 7:49 by pinfall. The choke slam after Paul Bearer interfered. He makes defense number 8 at the next gen title. Paul Bearer did some good work at ringside. Now some quality in the colour commentary again. The match of boost. Jannetty 46, Undertaker 44. No work improvements, but a nice little match. And then we get a 76B- for this angle. So yeah, we see Ollie and Flair in their locker room. They're talking about, you know, Arn and Trudy's matches tonight because, you know, Arn lost. They're talking about how, you know, the Warrior beat him and stuff. And Trudy's got a hot defense later on tonight, so they're discussing that. And then we hear a knock at the door. And Rick goes, come in. And we see Randy enter the room. And, you know, Rick goes, Randy, how can we help you? Randy goes, Rick, me and you have the same problem. We hate Hogan. Tonight, shall you tag with me? Tag with me tonight in the main event. I wrote that totally wrong. And Rick goes, Randy, of course. I will. I think it'll be fun. Also, I've got an idea. Kick the cameraman out. So we see Randy push the cameraman out the door and shuts the door in his face. Basically, Ric Flair's got an idea for the main event. And Randy Savage and Miss Elizabeth's there, even though she isn't. So yeah, what is going on there? We'll find out in the main event. What was Ric Flair? And he gets a 78B in an exceptional match. Blanchard defeated Larry Zbyszko in 8:14 by pinfall, a slingshot suplex. Blanchard makes defense number 1 of his AWA International Television title. Zbyszko's getting better gimmick. The colour commentary again the match of boost. Zbyszko 76, Blanchard 78. No work or improvements. The only member of the thing. And then a 77B in a battle that had great heat and good wrestling. Vader, Vicious, Bundy, Andre defeated Dusty, Steamboat, Funk, and the Phantom Sting in 5 minutes and 53 when Bundy defeated the Phantom Sting by pinfall the Avalanche. Vicious was the weak link, trying to keep up with everyone else. Colin Contra getting back to Bruce. Andre had a ring performance of 77, Bundy 66, Vicious 42, Vader 54, Sting 51, Funk 80, Steamboat 84, and Dusty 89. Dusty and Vicious both improving performance, not a bad match. And then we see a video, we're about to go to commercial, but we say, come back after the break because you'll see the Hot Foundation taking on the fabulous Freebirds. And that goes to 79 being about to have great heat, great wrestling, and a decent match in the crowd. The fabulous Freebirds defeat the Hot Foundation 8-29 when Terry Gordy by pinfall defeated Bret Hart by pinfall the Orient Twist. The Freebirds makes defense number 2 for the AWA World Tag Team titles. So yeah, basically I put the same rules onto this match. I didn't mention this I forgot to mention this. I was going to meant to write the hype angle out. But yeah, because they cheated last week, the Freebirds got told if they cheat tonight, they'll lose the belts to the Hart Foundation. So once based on what Hogan's doing. Cole Commentary gave the match a boost. Jim Nadine Hart 64, Bret Hart 79, Haynes 72, Terry 80 work improvements. Bret Hart improving the performance and Terry. A 79B, not bad at all actually. Good match there. We move on to Nikolai Volkov in a bout that had fantastic heat and great wrestling. Nikolai Volkov defeat DiBiase in 8-10 by pin for the Russian Sickle after distraction from Ricky Steamboat. He is a face. He's debuted his badass gimmick. He's got an initial rating very good. The colour commentary gave the match a boost. DiBiase 78, not Cole off 76. Everyone, and he's improving the Rumble, and the storyline has advanced the segment. So yeah, he is a good guy. I thought we'd bring him in as a good guy. A music video showing, hyping up, showing the Phantom Sting singing in a boat and in a grand chamber, promoting him. Silent Slaughter defeated Jeff Jarrett in 6:59 by pinfall. 70C plus, the nice quality of the match, the colour commentary match produced. Jarrett 54, Slaughter 66, and Jarrett improving in performance, not bad. Slaughter's doing quite well at helping people. In an exceptional match, Snooker defeated Jerry Lawler in 8-11 by pinfall with a Superfly splash after distraction from Terry Funk, 79B. The colour commentary match produced. Snooker 72, Lawler 85. So Jerry Lawler has not gone with the WWF, nor did Nikolai Volkov. They both have signed written deals with Global Force, so they're not going to, we've got them for 3 years, so it's 87 now, 89, 1990. Most of the wrestlers we've got now are with us until 1990. So, I've got some good plans for the next few years of wrestling. In the video plays Hype and Savage and Flair versus Hogan and Bob Orton Jr. We come back. What the hell? The ring is surrounded with a steel cage. Yes, my friends. In our main event, it got an 83B. In an exceptional match, Ric Flair and Randy Savage defeated Hogan and Bob Orton Jr. in a cage match in 1951 when Savage defeated Bob Orton Jr. by pinfall after Miss Elizabeth interfered. Bob Orton was the weak link, struggling to keep up with everyone's performance. That's fair enough. Randy Savage and Miss Elizabeth has great chemistry. I'm not complaining with that rating. Bob Orton Jr. seemed off his game. Savage at 95, Flair 93, 74 for Orton, Hogan 92. If Orton was better, then it would have been a better rating. No work for improvements. We end the show. So, during the match, Hogan debuted a new power spot for showcase his strength. His psychology will be helped being able to use it to a go spot in the future. An 82B, I am not going to complain for that. An 82B for our show, Crew Star popularity in other regions. So, ladies and gentlemen, I will see you again on Amped at the next, at the Go Home show when everything's going to explode. I'm also going to say this, we're going to go on to the next pay-per-view. We're going to book the pay-per-view up. Then I will show you our TV ratings. All pay-per-views are now 3 hours and a half. And Bound for Glory is a 4-hour pay-per-view. Just so I can do like 15-minute matches, unlike TV and stuff. But yeah, 100 rating angle and an 83 main event. Not bad at all. We'll see you guys with the next Amped next week. Thanks for watching. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, please take your seats as the Global Force Wrestling brings to you live in front of 6,727 people at the Buddy Civic Centre, your weekly dose of Amped. Yep, this week we got no pre-show because it's the go-home show heading into our show, and we open up with a 53C from these two guys. All amazing. Great to see these two guys. So yeah, I'm going to do my Paul Bear impression. Oh yes, it's nearly here. The final station show. Stop on the train ride to be in for glory. Oh yes, Sting, you have lost your soul. Your soul, it's inside this urn. So Paul Bear holds the urn up. You can't come out here or we'll burn it. Oh yes. You see, Sting, to get his soul back, he must pin my Undertaker. Oh, yes. This is why Sting can't stop singing and has become the Phantom, because we gave him the Phantom of the Opera's soul. Oh, yes. This Sunday night he'll not get his soul back. Oh, no. So my Undertaker has an opponent tonight, so please get down here. Oh, yes. So yeah, I kind of feel that I didn't explain how Sting became the Phantom, singing Phantom of the Opera and singing his promos, and I thought I needed some reason, and that's how. So yeah, the best way of explaining it, Paul Bearer swapped his souls around. Of course, that is not the case, but it's paranormal. And so yeah, and about that decent wrestling, we didn't have much heat. Taker defeated the Ultimate Warrior in 7:34 by pinfall, the choke slam. Undertaker makes defense number 9 of his Global Force Next Gen title. Bear did good work at ringside. Now it's quality of the match. Colour commentary gave the match a boost. Warrior 50, Taker 47. No work improvements. Well, 52D plus, not bad. And Warrior. And then we have in about from decent wrestling, but little heat. Pillman defeated the Phantom Sting in 7:53 by pinfall, flying corkscrew crossbody after distraction of the Undertaker. Okay, so he wasn't eligible, so that didn't go on the line. Okay, I didn't realise that. Phantom Sting 46, Brian Pillman 52. Yeah, so Pillman's now heel carrying that belt, but would light heavyweight. I'm going to do something with that. So yeah, they can't find the locker room backstage area if they get caught. So they're outside, they're outside Gene Oakland's office. So they just stand there looking at each other like, "I'm going to beat you up next week." Really? We then move on to a 70C plus and above. Had decent wrestling, but did have much heat. The Fabulous Freebirds, the Lightning Express, and the Bushwhackers in 7:58. The order of elimination was the Lightning Express first, then the Bushwhackers. The Freebirds make defense number 3, the AWA tag belts. Terry Gordy was head and shoulders over everyone else. Armstrong had get better his gimmick. Colour commentary gave the match a boost, got the crowd hotter. Tim Horner 49, Armstrong 46, Williams 54, Miller 52, 65 for Michael Haynes, and Gordy 76. Butch Miller is improving in performance, and Armstrong in Rumble. Not a bad match, 70C plus. Okay, I'm not going to read that out on the stream because that is very racist, I think. But yeah, so hopefully. So yeah, hopefully this makes sense. I'm just checking my notes. I'm just checking my notes because I do write notes on what's going on. As many people may or may not know, I don't book. Oh great, now I've got an advert playing on YouTube. I don't book like people do. People write everything out and then book. I book a spur of the moment sort of booking style. So I book the show and as I feel. So the match is over. The Lightning Express are left down. The Freebirds notice this and are celebrating. They then stop, see their opponents, and then they basically attack them. Because, of course, on this Sunday night at Hard Justice, they're going to be facing Tim Horn and Brad Armstrong, so that makes sense. In above, had subpar wrestling a little heat. Guerrero defeated Jeff Jarrett in 8:07 by pinfall frog splash. Now's the quality lifted the match. The colour commentary match boost. Jarrett 44, Eddie Guerrero 39. 42D, not bad. And the 68-2, quickly, yeah, I know they're not meant to do this, but, they're not fighting. They've come in, they've shut the door, and they've walked into the Rock and Roll Express's locker room, not locked the door, so, Gene Oakland won't know. And basically beat them down, causing them ahead of their match on Sunday. Just building up today's matches. And tonight is more about the matches because we got the pay-per-view this Sunday, so yeah. In above, had subpar wrestling, great heat. Jerry Lawler defeated Steamboat in 7:50 by pinfall. The pile draft, Ted Wheeler, Stephen Fear. Colour commentary again, the match of base got the crowd hotter. Steamboat 84, Lawler 72, and no colour commentary again, the match of boost as per usual. And then in a decent match, the Express defeated the Midnight Express when Ricky Morton defeated Stan Lane by pinfall double drop kick. This was meant to go before the beatdown backstage. I've got me to start up. So Stan Lane's getting back with his gimmick. Stan Lane getting showed extra. Comes to the announced quality lift in the match. Colour commentary again, the match of boost. Eaton 75, Stan Lane 64, Robert Gibson 63, Morton 58. No worker improvements, 75B minus, not bad at all. And the video plays hyping up our next match after the commercial break. It'll be Tony taking on Savage And that doesn't happen in next match is this one. So in about a good heat, Bobble and Junior defeat King on Bundy in 7:39 by pinfall suplex. 72B minus match because there's not enough selling. Now it's quality for match. Colour commentary match boost. Bundy 65, Orton Jr. 69. I think it's Randy Orton's dad. And then a 78B, an exceptional match. Savage defeated Funk in 8:26 by pinfall. Savage and Miss Elizabeth have extreme chemistry. Colour commentary match boost. Funk 79, Randy Savage 94. And Savage still improving in Rumble. And then a 78B in an exceptional match. Hogan defeated Andre the Giant in 8:29 by pinfall, the big leg drop. Andre the Giant's getting his gimmick. Hogan seemed off his game the match because there's not enough selling. On shown, the colour contract gave the match a boost. Andre 81, Hogan 90, no worker improvements. Dusty Rhodes and Ted DiBiase is the main event of the night. 78B in a bout had superb wrestling. Great hit. Dusty Rhodes and DiBiase defeat Ted DiBiase in 15:02 by pinfall with a bionic elbow. He makes defense number 2 of his AWA World title. 71 for DiBiase, Dusty 86. The reason I did just the AWA title was so that the when you now book them in a match against each other, they'll match up. So he's made defense 2 of both bouts. So I'll say defense number 3 and defense number 3. It just makes it even. Just for argument's sake. And then Flair comes in and beats Dusty down to the mat. Open up their match. 77B, not as good as last week, but hey ho, we didn't have Ric Flair wrestle. We had quite a lot of people left off the card. But yeah, a good show. I think we're ready. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you this Sunday night for Hard Justice Live on pay-per-view. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is Global Force Wrestling Live with Hard Justice 1987. It's been held by Global Force Wrestling and it's being sold in front of a 18,500 strong at Madison Square Gardens. We're sold out, baby. Yeah, this means we're feuding with WWF. Let's nick their arena. Let's go all out for this one. We were expecting 27,000, but I thought let's keep the big numbers out until Bound for Glory in a few weeks' time. So yeah, we open up tonight with the 76B minus angle because I rated it on the guys we're talking about. Hello and welcome to Hard Justice. Tonight we'll see Randy Savage defend his Global Force Championship against Bob Orton Jr. and once again Hogan as ref. Dusty Rhodes has set a huge match at BF Bound for Glory for him and Flair, but tonight in our main event they square off for the AWA and the Global Force Wrestling World Championship. Then we go over to Jesse, who goes, over the last few weeks we've seen a new Sting. This past Monday we heard why from Paul Bearer. Will he be able to get the original soul back tonight? And then Bobby the Brain Heenan steps up and goes, if that ain't enough, all the titles on the line, including a steel cage tag team match for the Global Force Wrestling Tag Team Belts. Let's go down to ringside for our opening match tonight. So this shouldn't take too long to go through because there's not as many angles as normal, as you guys should be aware now. Because normally the pay-per-view is all about the in-ring action. And we open up tonight with, in about that decent wrestling but little heat, Brian Pillman defeated Mick Foley in 7:36 by pinfall with a flying corkscrew crossbody. Pillman makes defense number 1 of his World Lightweight title. The 56C minus opening up tonight. Now Squad lifted the match. The colour commentary gave the match a boost. Foley 48, Brian Pillman 55. No work improvements, but a good way to open up the night. We then move on to a 71C plus. Let me have a quick sip of the tea. Doesn't taste a dog. In a bout had decent wrestling but didn't have much heat. The Fabulous Freebirds did defeat Lightning Express in 7:51 when Mike Haynes defeated Brad Armstrong by pinfall while illegally using the ropes for leverage. The Fabulous Freebirds make defense number 4 for AWA World Tag Team titles because we bought them out, baby. And hopefully we can take Jim Crockett Promotions out soon because they're in debt. Mike Haynes getting better with his gimmick. The Mouse Quality lifted the match. The colour commentary gave the match a boost. The crowd got hotter. Tim Horner 48. Armstrong had a ring performance of 50, Haynes 66, and Terry Gordy 74. Worker improvements, Terry Gordy improving in performance, not bad, 71C plus. And then things start getting more interesting because we've seemed to throw all the title matches in one go. Are we going to move on or are we just going to sit here looking at these faces? I do think Terry Gordy looks very scared in his picture. So yeah, in a battle that didn't have much, decent wrestling but didn't have much heat. Blanchard defeated Robbie Brookside in 7:51 by pinfall with a slingshot. Suplex. Blanchard makes defense number 2 of his AWA International Television title. He's getting better at his gimmick, Blanchard, which is good. The quality of the announcing lifted the match. The colour commentary gave the match a boost. Brookside 38, Blanchard 60. no work improvements. And I have to say that sun is very hot on my back this evening. It's been quite a nice day here in Britain for a change. In a bout that had decent wrestling but didn't have much heat on, Anderson defeated Kurt Hennig in 7:45 by pinfall after Ollie Anderson interfered. A 66C plus, not bad. Now it's quality lifted the match. The colour commentary game of the match boost. Anderson 58, Hennig 64, no worker improvements. I had to kind of go around by booking a bit because people were complaining, going, oh, that's the fourth time that match has happened and there might be some complaints. So I'm hoping that a steel cage match might get that for the tag titles, which I did a steel cage one. So in a bout had decent wrestling but didn't have much heat, Giannetti defeated Regal in 8-10 by pin for the Rock Dropper. Nats quality lifted the match. The colour commentary gave the match a boost. Giannetti 44. Regal's better in the ring than Mighty Giannetti. Something's wrong there. 53C, not a bad match at all. Then we get this match and... yeah, we did get something, but oh well. In a bout had great wrestling and decent match in the crowd. The Bulldogs defeated the Rock and Roll Express in 7:50. When Davey Boy escaped the cage, the Bulldogs make defence number 7 of their tag titles. In terms, Davey Boy was the potential over on 60C. Diamond Kid seemed off his game. The colour commentary gave the match a boost. This match got the crowd hotter. It's the fourth time, so it needed to be better. Oh well, it's a good match. I'm not complaining. Robert Gibson had a ring performance of 63, Ricky Morton 62, Dynamite Kid 76, and Dave Boy 85. No worker improvements. Oh yeah, Ricky Morty is improving the technical. Hooray. If you're getting a 60C and when you do Falling Star or, Falling Star and Ring of Fire and you're getting like, the highest rating you're getting is a 56C minus in your main events. A 60C plus, you're like, pfft. Okay, so as a fact... That is a brawl-based match, and Dynamite Kid can't do brawl-based, which is why it was low. But he was the only one who complained. Okay. So, in a poor match, Michaels defeated Lance Von Erich in 7:46 by pinfall with a sweet chin music. Shawn Michaels makes defense number 1 if he's in the United States Championship. Now it's quality lifted the match. The colour commentary gave the match a boost. Von Erich 33 and Michaels 58. So, if you remember, this is the reason why all the belts were on the line this time around. Because Arn Anderson, Truly Blanchard and Flair are taking on Rhodes and Michaels and Hennigan at Lethal Lockdown at Bound for Glory. So, we ain't got the belts on the line then. In this bout, we've had fantastic heat and great wrestling. King Kong Bundy defeated Hogan in 8:25 by pinfall with a big splash after a distraction for Savage. An 877B, not bad at all. Colour commentary gave the match a boost. 63 for Bundy. Hogan's 90 and the championship storylines advanced with that. Bundy improving in performance, not bad on Bundy. No complaints about lack of selling, which is good. Larry Zbyszko defeated Jeff Jarrett in 7:51 by pinfall. Now it's quality lift the match. The colour commentary gave the match a boost. Jarrett 46, Zbyszko 66, 67C plus. Not a bad match from those two. In a 51D plus in a decent match, Johnson defeated Norman Smiley in 8:10 by pin for the Johnson Shuffle. There seems to be a problem with the heel and face divide here, but the fact is we've got too many faces, but I don't, I'm not bothering with worrying about that, these two, what face versus face is better and heel versus heel. Rocky Johnson was really off his game, the announced quality lifted the match. Colour commentary gave the match a boost. Smiley 41, Johnson 53, no worker improvements. In a 73B minus, in a decent match, the Hart Foundation defeated the Von Erichs in 7:46 when Bret Hart defeated Kevin Von Erich by submission with the sharpshooter. Bret Hart was head and shoulders everyone else, and Mike Von Erich was the weak link, which is probably about right because he was suffering from an injury. But a 73B minus, so you ain't complaining about a weak link in the match, are you? And that's quality of the match. The colour commentary gave the match a boost. Bret Hart looked good out there. Jim Dean Hart 62, Bret Hart 80, Mike Von Erich 33, Kevin Von Erich 33. Storyline tag team titles is a thing, and Kevin Von Erich is improving in Rumble. We move on the night with a 75B minus in a decent match. Slaughter. Sergeant Slaughter defeated Scott Hall in 7:33 by pinfall. Now it's quality of the match. Colour commentary gave the match boost. Scott Hall 57, Sergeant Slaughter 72, and Sergeant Slaughter's improving in performance. Is that Mum?
Yeah, quiet, going to sleep.
Okay. In the bout, had fantastic heat and good wrestling. Andre the Giant defeated Nikolai Volkov in 8:27 by pinfall. The body slam, a 71C plus. Nikolai Volkov's really off his game. This match suffered because of lack of selling on display, as per usual from Andre the Giant. Now it's quality to lift the match. The colour commentary gave the match a boost. Andre 78, Nikolai Volkov 60%. 60% in the ring. 60%. Where did I get 60% from? Why was that in my head? In a 63C, in a bout of good wrestling and a decent match in the crowd, Vader defeated Snooker in 7:51 by pinfall powerbomb. I had to kind of, if you look at when I show you the booking notes, is it the booking notes? Or is it the road agent notes? I had to make Jimmy Snooker dominant and kept strong to let Vader win, but a 63C, you know, they have quite good chemistry, so that match might happen again. But Snooker had an 80 and Vader 56. Snooker getting better his gimmick, but no work improvements, sadly. In a 51D plus, in a poor match, Guerrero defeated Vicious in 7:38 by pinfall to Frog Splash. Eddie Guerrero getting better at his gimmick, and that's quality of the match. Colour commentary getting the match a boost. Guerrero 49, Vicious 39. Said Vicious improved performance. Hopefully this has made the crowd get a bit colder because it's a bit of a crap match as we head into a 53C plus. In a bout, had decent wrestling but didn't have much heat. Owen Hart defeated the Ultimate Warrior in 7 minutes 42 by pinfall. The Ultimate Warrior and Owen Hart have great chemistry and it showed in their performance. Nats quality lifted the match. The colour commentary gave the match a boost. Warrior 52, Owen Hart 57. No worker improvements, but a 53C, not bad. And then we get a 31E minus. E plus. Okay. So Stan Lane and Bobby Eaton showed excellent chemistry. I'm not going to go through everything because obviously it's the 4th time this match has happened and that's why it flawed. We're not going to worry about them. And then we get the match what you all been waiting for. In a poor match, The Undertaker defeated the Phantom Sting in 8:17 by pinfall chokeslam after Paul Bearer interfered. The Undertaker makes defense number 10 of his Global Force Next Gen title. Paul Bearer did good work at ringside. They don't click as per usual. And that's quality to lift the match. The colour commentary going to the match boost. Phantom Sting 44, Undertaker 46. And The Undertaker improving in performance. And then we'll go back to the Mick Foley storyline because that's what's happening. In a video, it plays hyping up Steamboat and Terry... Terry? Oh yeah, Terry Funk versus Jerry Lawler and Ted DiBiase. And that match gets us a 77B. Better than I thought this match was going to get, to be honest, guys. But holy shit. And there's superb in a bout had superb wrestling and great heat. Lawler and DiBiase defeat Steamboat and Terry Funk in 7:27 when Ted DiBiase defeated Terry Funk by pinfall after using a foreign object. Ted DiBiase 77, Jerry Lawler 73, Terry Funk 79, Ricky Steamboat 783. Can you be quiet? The video plays hyping up Randy Savage versus Bob Orton. No worker improvements, but a 78B. I didn't want to do this as main event because... But I wish I had a 90A. Holy crap. I hope I haven't mixed up by doing Dusty Rhodes versus Hogan in the main event. So, in an exceptional match, Randy Savage defeated Bob Orton Jr. in 25 minutes and 5 by pinfall. The finish saw Jim Cordes take over as referee after the original referee was knocked out, aka Hulk Hogan. Savage makes in defense number 3 of his Global Force Championship. So Bob Orton Jr. is getting better with his gimmick. Randy Savage and Miss Elizabeth have great chemistry. He debuted his staff member gimmick. Okay, so they've got an issue above average. Bob Orton Jr. 77, Randy Savage 94. No worker improvements, but a 90A. A 75B for our main event. And our main event of the... I should have put the other batch, but I thought this was going to do better. But an 83B in an exceptional match. Dusty Rhodes defeated Ric Flair in 25 minutes 21 by pin of Bionic Elbow. Dusty Rhodes makes defense number 3 of the AWA World title and the Global Force title as well. Ric Flair 94, Rhodes 86. The Why You Here storyline has advanced and gained heat. And we end the show tonight. So Ric Flair debuted a new spot that got great heel heat. His psychology will be helped by being able to use this as a go-to spot in the future. So yeah, guys, there's the end of that show. Now I've made a decision for my channel. Going to do this, and that is I'm gonna go forwards into the next show. So I will be but I will not be doing a video for Falling Star tomorrow, or Ring of Fire. It's Falling Star meant to be. I will continue booking this, and we'll get to Bound for Glory before I do the next one, because Bound for Glory is the next big event, and it's going to be exciting and done for. So I'm really looking forward to that. So ladies and gentlemen, I will see you at the main title screen when we have a quick look at some things, see if we can get Jim Crockett Promotions out of business, and I will see you guys next at the main title screen in just a little bit. Thanks for watching, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, don't take your seats because we're not doing a show. Welcome back. So yeah, last night Superstar Wrestling has ended its run. Extends its run, and so has Challenge. Jim Crockett Promotion loan out AD Madronas. We are here. It's the Struck Golders show. I really wish we did that as the main event, but I'm hoping that our next show with the ladder match is going to be good. I'm ignoring anything they guys say. But there's some heat going on in Britain. But we're going to see what happens with this company, because this company is in serious debt. Still won't let us take them over, which is really bad. They're in quite a lot of debt. If you go onto here and look at Jim Crockett Promotions, yeah, you see how much debt they're in, and they won't let you buy them out. We'll see. We'll see. We'll give them another month. So yeah, we are the death of WWA. Okay, can we buy these guys up? Oh, they have agreed. Okay, but they've only got a world title and a world tag team title. But yeah, we won't do that. I'm just seeing if we could do that. So yeah, I'm hoping we can get Jim Crockett Promotions, because their popularity is dying. World Wrestling Federation this month is still #1. But they've lost a lot of big names. So yeah, the popular stars are just, you know, it's ridiculous. Their shows are still getting good ratings though. You see SummerSlam, which was on this past, a week ago. Jake Roberts defeated Junkyard Dog in '87. That's an 81B. We're getting events now that are hitting. If you look at our last show, where is Global Force Hard Justice? An 82B. We're 1 point above them. So yeah, guys, I will. Oh, we made another loss. Oh well, guys, I will see you guys at the main title screen when hopefully we will have. Or Amp tonight, when we'll have some excellent stuff to show you. So ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you at Amped, which will be taped and be put in another video. So yeah, that should be up tomorrow, which is going to be the road. The final train station has happened. As Hard Justice ended, we have now got some great matches heading into the pay-per-view event. Just going to remove the Phantom Sting out of here. Sadly, Sting hasn't got his soul back yet, but it won't be long. Sting will get his soul back eventually. So yeah, let's have a quick look. Actually, before I do close off, I was going to close off. So this is the card at the moment we've got for Bound for Glory, which is 4 hours long. Arn Anderson, Truly Blanchard, Ric Flair versus Dusty. So Arn Anderson, Truly Blanchard, Flair versus Dusty Rhodes, Shawn Michaels, and Kurt Hennigan in a Lethal Lockdown match. You've got Hogan versus Randy Savage in the first ever live pay-per-view ladder match in the history of wrestling, because we're never been done before in this time. The first ever Buried Alive match ahead of its time between Foley and The Undertaker. Steamboat versus DiBiase in a 2 out of 3 falls match. The Hart Foundation versus the Bulldogs. And the Rock and Roll Express versus the Fabulous Freebirds. My friends, that is Bound for Glory. We've got 4 weeks of television to go. Each 1 2 hours. I will see you tomorrow with the final loads of train station stops with Amped as we head to the biggest train station in the world. That is Bound for Glory. We'll see you then, guys.